So last year, I made a video comparing two very different air compressors against each other. That was this ETENWOLF Vortex S6 right here and an all-top 12-volt dual cylinder air compressor. In that video, it became very apparent that these were two very different air compressors for very different things. The all-top, its main purpose was really to inflate your tires as quick as possible from an air down pressure of about 10 psi when you're off-roading to about 35 psi in just around a minute and a half. The S6 is not that, but what it is a great, versatile, all-around air compressor for day-to-day use. Over the past year, I've used the ETENWOLF Vortex S6 more times than my all-top because once again, the all-top is for very specific scenarios and it's a bit of an event when you have to take it out to use it since you have to pop the hood, connect it to the battery, long hoses, and all that stuff. What the ETENWOLF S6 is great at is, once again, being a great day-to-day, all-around air compressor. You gotta check your tire pressure, you're about 1 to 2 psi short and gotta fill them up. That's easy. It's battery powered, you just take it around the vehicle, connect it, air your tire up, go to the next one. It's really that simple. Besides that, it's been great for camping, for inflating air mattresses. It's also really good for airing up basketballs and footballs. It has a light on it from when you're camping, and it even has on the back, it can do pass-through charging. So not only is this charged up with USB-C, it can be used as a power bank when you're out camping, out on the trail, or just out on the road. I've been very happy with the ETENWOLF Vortex S6, and that's kind of what brings us to today's video. ETENWOLF reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in reviewing one of their newest air inflators, the Zephyr S5. Now, from what I can tell, so far, just from seeing it in its box, I haven't opened this box yet, so this is kind of going to be an unboxing as well. It is definitely a more compact version of, well, they do have an S3 that's kind of like this, but I would consider it a more compact version of the S6. What you don't have with the S5 is you don't have the ability to inflate inflatables like an air mattress with that big volume hose. You don't have that here, but you do have the ability to air up large tires. The S6 apparently has a higher capacity for that, but the S5 can still do it. You also have a light on it. It can be used as a power bank. It can be used for basketballs, footballs, and what have you. And it does have a smaller battery than the S6. So what we're gonna do in this video today, we're gonna do an unboxing of the S5, see what it's capable of, test it out, and test it side by side with the S6. See how long it'll take for each of these compressors to air this 33.5-inch Toyo up from, let's do 20 to 30 PSI. Really make them work. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at both of these, talk about the pros and cons, and see why you would choose the S5 over the S6. Now, I'm going to be doing some talking as I'm opening this up here, but from what I initially can tell is the S5, I've seen it priced on Amazon at around $80, while the S6 is priced around $100. So for $20 more right off the bat, it does seem that you get more compressor, more features, but it is a bit bigger. This is more compact, so it could depend on if you're going to be able to leave it in your trunk or if you want it in your back seat, which one you choose. But we'll talk about that more in a bit. So let's see, we go in here, we have our user manual. Let's see, that looks like the power cable, and this is the unit. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Oh, I like this. You have a nice grab handle right here. Let's see. Definitely much more compact than the Vortex S6. Yeah, this is definitely a more compact unit. As the S6 has the controls on the front, the S5 has them up here on the top. It has storage for your different nozzles on the back, just like the S6. Interesting. Let's put this one down for now, and we're going to focus on the S5. Okay, so let's see. A nice peel. Ooh, nice and shiny. Got a nice peel here. Let's show you up close here. So this is the Zephyr S5 Air Inflator, as it's called. Now you can see we have USB-A and USB-C here on the back. I know C is for the charging of the unit. I don't know if you can also charge USB-C devices. I'm pretty sure you can, because you can on the S6, so it's probably the same, as well as you have the ability to charge with USB-A right there as well. And let's just see. So this is my first time opening it up. Obviously, I didn't charge the unit, but let's see. Oh, and it's the same exact screen. This is the same exact screen as the S6, same interface, actually. I like this. Let's see, where's the light? Oh, right in the front, right there. Perfect. It's bright-ish. Oh, it gets brighter. Look at that. Yep. All right, so if we go, we have our different modes right here on the front. So we're gonna look and see. We have our set, this is custom mode right here. We've got truck mode, ball mode, bicycle mode. This looks like, oh, that's motorcycle mode. And then car or sedan mode, if you will. And right here, instead of the dial on the S6, we have our buttons to increase or decrease our pressure that we want to set it at. And that's pretty much it. And let's see, in the box here, we have our, let's see, this is interesting. Just the logo on the side. The other one says ETENWOLF. This says something else. Not too sure, but I believe this is a 35 watt. Interesting. This one says 30 watt power delivery. And I thought it was supposed to come with a 35 watt power delivery brick. So that's interesting to me. Also because the one that I got with the S6 is labeled ETENWOLF, as you could see here. It says 45 watt on it. I could be wrong. I guess I'll figure this out afterwards, but this doesn't have ETENWOLF branding on it, and it says 30 watt on the back. So the power delivery output of this is 30 watts compared to 45 watts for the S6. Obviously, the S6 is a bigger unit, probably does need more power, but we'll see. Yeah, it looks like they are both made from the same manufacturer. So this is potentially whoever makes these power delivery bricks for ETENWOLF. It also comes with our, let's see, we have our air chuck for tire inflation and our USB-C to USB-C charging cable for the unit, as well as for charging devices, as I can assume, and we're going to test that, because like I said, that is available on the S6, and I expect it to be available on the S5 as well. And now, before we go ahead and test the S5, I just want to see exactly just some specs that it has. Okay, no, so it is a 30 watt quick charge power delivery unit, not 35 watt, so that's correct. It is supposed to be 30 watt. All right, that's good to know. Emergency LED lighting, that's a check. Got our different modes: low, bright, flash, SOS. Very cool, standard, just like on the S6 as well. It also has a 15,600 milliamp hour battery. And from the top of my head, I do recall that the S6 has a 19,000 milliamp hour battery. So there's a difference right there, but this is a more compact unit, about half the size as the S6. and almost has the same amount of power as it. So that's something to keep in mind there too. And just like as it appears to be standard with ETENWOLF's other products in their lineup, this has a 100% duty cycle, which means it can go for the entirety of the battery without needing to stop. So you could run this thing dead if you need to, and the unit is made for that. It will not damage it. It has the adequate cooling for it, as well as it has its auto stop feature. So when you set, let's go to truck mode, we're at 35 PSI. Once this hits 35 PSI, the pump will stop pumping, stop inflating your tire. And as I've observed with the S6, it does state it is accurate to plus or minus 1 PSI. It usually is about a half to 0.7 PSI higher than what you set it as, which I'm not complaining. I got used to that, and that's what it says. It's accurate for between plus and minus 1 PSI. The S6 has been, and we're going to see if the S5 is just the same as that. So I think that honestly pretty much covers everything with the S5, a really small and compact unit. I actually really do love this. It's got like nice little rubber feet, so it's not marring up anything you put it on. Also dampens itself when it's pumping, and we're going to test that out as well. It's a cute little unit. It's a nice little unit. I like this. Just honestly, still first impressions before we test it. This is perfect for having it in a small space in your car, really. The S6 does take up a lot more room. I have it in the trunk of my Jeep, but this could easily be thrown under a seat or behind the passenger seat, if you will. Even in some vehicles, I could see this going in your glove box, maybe, and even your center console, maybe. So more compact, more versatile for storing in your vehicle for when you need it. I'm gonna go ahead, get this 33.5-inch Toyo aired down to 20 PSI, and then we're gonna start with the S5 and see how long it takes it to pump it up to 30 PSI. We'll take that time and compare it to another test we're gonna run with the S6 as well. So let me get that set up, and I'll see you all in just a second. All right, and as you can see, we got our tire to 20.1 PSI. Let's see if I could just use the release valve. And there we go. We are at 20 PSI. We're in truck mode, set to 30 PSI. And it's back at 20.1. Let's really... All right. So now this is a scenario that I usually won't use my current Vortex S6 for. Usually I'll use it to fill up between 2 to 5 PSI. So I'm really curious to see how the S5 will perform in this test. These units are designed and made for this type of situation. I just don't normally use my S6 for this, but let's see how long it takes. I'm pretty sure I did a similar test in my video last year. I just don't normally use it for this. So we're gonna set the timer. Let's see, got the stopwatch right there. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. So it's got 3 minutes right here that got us up to 30.6 PSI. Just as I mentioned, it is within plus or minus 1 PSI, and in my experience, it's usually over by about half a PSI. That's great. I'm honestly really impressed. Around 3 minutes to get this tire from 20 PSI to 30 PSI, this 33.5-inch Toyo. All right, So I'm impressed with how the S5 performed. Let's see if the S6 can beat the S5. I'll be surprised if the S5 was quicker in this test. Let's see. All right, and now for our performance comparison, we have the S6 set up right here, 20.1 PSI. Let's see, get it down to 20, just like the other. Perfect. In 3, 2, 1. I'm actually surprised that it was not quicker. It was quicker than the S5 by about 10 seconds, I guess. But at the same time, for a bigger unit with a higher battery capacity, and I would have assumed higher output, it did not perform that much better than the S5. And to me, that's a compelling argument for the S5 if you don't need the features that the S6 has. Now, I have to admit, I am impressed with how the S5 performed in that test, but now I'm also a little confused. You see, the S5, I've seen it go for between $80 and $100 on Amazon and ETENWOLF's own website, while the S6 demands as low as a $100 price point, but I've seen upwards of, I think it was $140 to even $160. And if we're going on price and tire inflation speed, those two factors together, I would honestly have to choose the ETENWOLF Zephyr S5. It's the other features that the S6 has, making it a more versatile unit that can, and I genuinely do believe, especially with the sales that ETENWOLF always has on these on Amazon, justifies the price of the S6. The thing that the S5 doesn't have is this high volume tube and this inlet and outlet on the side. What makes the S6 really special in my mind is the fact that you can inflate inflatables, air mattresses, things like that. That's where the S6 really shines. But if you don't need that, if you don't need this feature of the S6, as well as it being a much bigger unit, and may I also add louder, that was kind of hurting my ears actually as it was filling up the tire, then what I was kind of confused about when I started making this video of why even would I want the S5, I now understand. Because with that lower price point and pretty much comparable, if not the same performance as the S6, the S5 to me is a no-brainer for those who are looking for a quality and reliable air pump to pump up their tires on their car or SUV, as well as, once again, it can do bicycle tires and balls. And one thing that I forgot or didn't realize until I was doing the testing is this one mode that I kind of glossed over before. This mode right here. Motorcycle mode. Because of course, this thing is small and compact. You can bring it with you as part of your gear when you're out on a ride on your motorcycle. That is who I think the S5 is for. People who are looking for a quality air compressor, who are also space conscious of where they're going to put this thing. Because the S6, although it is more versatile with more features, it's a bigger unit and you have to prepare for that. The one other thing I will mention between these two is the S6 does have a higher battery capacity and thus ETENWOLF recommends this as its heavy-duty option for trucks and SUVs. Although the S5 does have a truck mode on it, it's not entirely marketed towards it, although as I showed you here, it's more than capable of inflating your truck tires. It's just your mileage may vary on how much you can do that before the battery dies. The last thing that I mentioned earlier in this video is if the USB-C charges. So let's see, I'm gonna plug in my Samsung S24 Plus. We're gonna go with the S5 USB-C in the back. And we are in fact super fast charging. That's really cool. Let me check with the S6 again, because I do recall this was on a trip back in August. I was having some issues with the charging actually functioning properly. I think that was a me issue. No, it wasn't. Yeah. My phone is charging the S6. That's weird. I don't know if I have a bugged unit, right? If I have a faulty unit there. But with the S5, I can charge my phone. Huh. ETENWOLF, let me know about that, because that's interesting. All right, well, my phone doesn't need to be charged, so I'll leave it plugged in. So while my phone is charging, let's talk about the ETENWOLF S5, the reason that you're all here watching this video most likely. We conducted a performance test comparing the S5 to the S6, and well, the S5 holds its own, especially for the price. It only was slower than the S6 in inflating this tire from 20 to 30 PSI by about 10 seconds. And that's not enough for the S6, in my eyes, to be better at inflating your tires faster. Once again, what the S6 is better at is its more robust features. But I will say, I do like the light on this. Let's see, I think I like the light on this one better. Oh, you know what? Let's see, let's do the brighter option, and how about this one? Does this one go brighter? Oh, never mind. Oh, I just got blinded. I like the light on the S6 better. Way brighter. Oh, let's get that turned off. Jeez. Okay, getting sidetracked. S5. It was able to hold its own in the performance test against the S6, and although the S6 definitely has its place, and I will still carry that in my Jeep, I really love this unit. I also really love the S5 as well. This is definitely going to be a secondary unit for my other vehicles. This thing is just great. It is a super compact unit, and with ETENWOLF, the build quality is really top notch. These guys make really cool products. I even have an air pressure gauge from them that first day of using it, I left it on the fender of the Jeep and it flew off into a ditch going 50 miles an hour. The thing still works great. They're built solid. They make solid products. And that's why I really accepted their request to do a collaboration and them send me a review unit, because I really genuinely enjoy their products. The S6 I've used a countless amount of times over the past year, and now the S5, it's gonna be up there in my lineup too. If you're someone who is looking for a reliable, compact, and powerful air compressor, the S5, it's gonna do it for you. It's also gonna be great if you're on a motorcycle. Keep this in one of your saddlebags or even in your backpack. It's light enough to carry around. I highly recommend, if you're considering buying the S5 and it is what you want, a compact unit with all the features that it has, go and buy it. I know, once again, you can get it on Amazon for about 80 bucks right now. I've seen it as high as 100, but it currently is going for 80. And the S6 is going for 100, only $20 more, but it's bigger, not as compact, not as portable, and just as fast as the S5. So if you don't need all the features that the S6 has. That's where the S5 comes into play, in my opinion. I highly recommend this unit for anyone who is looking for a quality compact air compressor to add to their vehicle. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video review, please hit that subscribe and like button. I really enjoy making all of these videos, and I mean, even these videos of these ETENWOLF products, I really am a big fan at this point. So yeah, if you're looking for more videos like this, or trail videos, camper build videos, whatever, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one.
Thank you.